Hello everyone, welcome to a new project that we are doing in Power BI. This is Slidescope Logistics Database MySQL connection with 10 tables, which we will do with the help of Power BI and Power Query Editor. So this is to understand use of Power Query Editor, Power BI, what kind of models we can create. You can see all these values here. You can see the data model is also created. I will provide you this ER diagram also to understand the database, and in this tutorial I will explain you what type of drivers or connectors will be needed. I will give you some dummy data to insert. I will also explain you how to install this database and how to create these different tables. So everything related to this will be explained. This will be a multi-part series where we will prepare many questions and try to answer them. And this is for logistics management. So like you have shipments, you have drivers, warehouses which are taking, driver is taking shipments from these warehouses and taking to destination warehouses. So there will be a lot of orders here. So every information is given here, although we have only 1 or 2 records right now, but we will also insert more data and begin this. So go with this part 1. This is very important for beginners. So if you will continue doing this project, you will get good knowledge of data modeling, you will get good knowledge of how to solve the questions and how to understand the business. So let's get started with it. So the first thing that we are discussing today is MySQL Logistics Company Practice Database. It's a practice database where we have a database of a logistics company. So in a logistics company, you will have table for storing data of customer, like customer ID, customer name, phone, email, etc. You will have data for storing details of suppliers. You will have data table for storing your product, like product ID, product name, who is the supplier of this product, what is category of this product, what is the unit price, what is the weight of that product in decimal, and foreign key is there. Then you will also have a warehouse table. So suppose your company is operating uh, or storing items at different warehouses, so that information. Then you have table to store information of driver. Every driver have driver ID, their name, their phone number, license number, etc. You have a table of shipment. You have information like shipment ID, shipment date, deliver ID, etc. Right? So sorry, driver ID, warehouse ID. So a shipment is where what driver is taking the shipment, where is the original warehouse, where is the destination warehouse. Like this shipment is going from some warehouse to some other warehouse. Then its status. We have order, like which customer on which order has asked for shipment of which particular item. So we have ordered items, we have inventory and routes. Order items are something that which product, how much quantity, at what unit price is ordered. So this is data of a logistics company. So we have routes for shipment planning, customer and supplier, product catalog, order and their details. Now question is how to use this data set, or how to install this data set. So here we have AMPS installed. AMPS, how to install AMPS we have already explained in previous parts, and I will give you another option also. If you don't want to install anything, and still want to practice this data set, if you still want to practice connection of this data set, usage of Power Query to merge these tables, so you will see another example also. So either you have MySQL server running in your computer, or you can have a MySQL server running in cloud or in a hosting. Okay, so first make sure that you have either of these two things. So either we have something like AMPS installed, and if you cannot install something like AMPS which uses PHP myadmin, so in AMPS we have PHP myadmin, and in PHP myadmin we can create a new database. So another website is freedb.tech. So in freedb.tech you can go and create a database. So let's say we are creating logistic DB. So you can go, so first create an account in freedb.tech, then log in and create a database. So we are creating a database logistic DB or logistics DB. So you can see when a database is created, it will give us 4 credentials. Okay, it should give us 4 credentials: host, user, database, password. So with host there comes port. So host, user, database in password, or you can write it like this, HUPD. So here host is created, database name is created. Now let's create one user. So just a minute. So we are now going to create a user. So let's enter some name like logistic user. Let's create user. So you will need these 4 credentials. So now you have host, database, user and password. Later I will change this password, but here you will store these credentials. Okay, these credentials will help us in connecting with this database. Then you have database name. So from here we will write the database name. Okay, so watch all the steps carefully, it will be easier. And username is this, and host is this, password is 3306, which we can write down somewhere. So now we have the 4 important credentials that we wanted. Next thing is this particular website, like this is local host. That means once you install a software in your computer like AMPS, then only this will work. So it will open PHP myadmin. From here you can create a new database, and in that new database you can, so this is the new database. So let me drop this database and start from beginning. So I will start from scratch. So drop DB, so drop database, logistic DB. This will remove the database. So how will you proceed? Once you have PHP myadmin, you will go to new and create a data main. Let's say logistics DB. So here I have created slide scope logistics DB, and there you can see the tables. In those tables you can see the values. So when you will get free DB, here also when you will click on this icon, it will take you to this URL, which is a PHP myadmin, but you don't need to install this. You can directly enter the URL and it will open directly. Okay, you don't have to install this. So I am writing this server name also. Now in this URL you have to enter the server name. So just copy your server name. Okay, so this is the server name. Then enter the username. So username is this. Then enter the password. Password is this. And if everything goes right, it will open this interface. This is in localhost after installing the server in your computer, and this is in server. Okay, and here you can see we have a database already created, but there is no table here. This is empty database. Now in this empty database I will provide you this command. Okay, so I will provide you this command, and you can see we have the ER diagram also. So this ER diagram is to understand how different tables are related. Now this is for all data analysts. Many people say that why should I focus on MySQL or something else? My job is not like that or something. But like Vikas, you were also stating somewhere. But the thing is, suppose you get 8 or 9 Excel files, and those Excel files are related somewhere. Okay, then also you have to understand this step, how to create your model so that you can analyze the entire data. So in your data, if you ever get this type of data set where you have suppliers, retailers, you have different type of warehouses information, driver who is taking, or it can be anything. It can be customer, supplier, dealer, super stockist, stockist. So from your company's manufacturing unit to a customer's house, the product is coming from there and reaching customer, and in between that there are many type of entities. It can be a warehouse, it can be a logistic or shipment company taking the product to some distributor, then from that distributor to some retailer, from that retailer to some dealer, from that dealer to your customer. So to track everything, we have to prepare these kind of databases. Now you will simply copy this entire thing, those who want to practice from start. So just create a free database here or use localhost and create a new database. Okay, just enter some name here, create a new database, then go to SQL. So here select the database and go to SQL, and in your SQL just paste the command. After pasting the command, this database will be created. So it is saying some kind of error. Let's see what that error is, and that error can be because we have written the line create database. So we have to copy from that line because database is already created. So here you can see all the tables are created. Okay, so these command is like create table customers. So it's like we are creating an Excel file. Okay, just understand it like that. So create table customers. Now in your create table, the first column is customer ID, right? First column is customer ID. So you are writing that first column is customer ID. Then what is the second column? And you are saying its data type is integer. So you will just go and say it is a number. Then company name. So second column is company name. So you will write it like that, company name. And its data type is what? Varchar. Varchar means text value, variable number of characters. So from here you can say it is a text value. Then third is contact name, right? So it is just like creating a Excel table here. Here they have done it with the help of command. Contact name is also a text value. So this way you will keep creating your columns. So what they are doing is they are just defining what is the column name and what is their data type and how much can it store, like how many characters can it store. So a phone number cannot be more than 20 character. In an email you cannot have more than 100 character. In the city name you will not have more than 50 character. So this is what it is stating. Similarly supplier, similarly products. So you can read that, and we have discussed that already in our previous examples. So now you can see your database is created. Now you can take one particular data like customers, and suppose you have to insert information of customers. So you can just go and insert that information. So that information, here you will write company name, contact name, email, address, city, etc. So for you guys, what I have done is, so this is our SlideScope GitHub repository where we have this SlideScope logistic data set. Here you will find the diagram. Now here this is the create table SQL. You can copy from here also. The create table is SQL, and this is the data. So in every table, one by one, we are inserting some records for practice. For example, insert into customers, we are inserting these values. So here we are inserting into customers, here we are inserting some records into company, suppliers, products, warehouses, drivers, shipments, etc. Now what we'll do, we'll simply copy the raw file, raw data, and we will go to our table again, we will go to our database again, click on SQL, and here we will paste the command. So just don't use this because your name is different, and you will press go. So you will be seeing that all these records are now inserted. So we have prepared some dummy data. Obviously I will prepare some more dummy data for this. So now in every table you have records. Now comes Power BI part. So up until this point we have created a sample data, and next we will open Power BI. Now you can actually use your favorite BI tool to connect this data, and we will see the use of Power BI and Power Query Editor to connect this data and create that model. So what is that model? That model diagram is already here that you can see. So for example, if we see the diagram, there is warehouse. Every warehouse is situated in some city. So this warehouse ID is in routes also. Route means, let's say route can be from New York City to Las Vegas. It can be one route. From Lucknow to Kanpur, it can be a route. So in your route you will have origin warehouse ID. In that origin warehouse ID you will have city name, address name, and then there is a destination warehouse. So you will define at what routes your shipment goes, and this is that shipment, like which driver is taking that shipment, from which origin warehouse it is started, from which destination warehouse it ended. Then for every driver we have driver name, phone, license number. Then in inventory also we have warehouse ID. Inventory are the items that are stored. For example, if we are ordering something from an online or e-commerce company, so they are storing their inventory in these warehouses. So that inventory will have some products and quantity. Then what is that product? So that product can be something, that product name will be there. Then every product is supplied by a supplier, so that supplier's detail are given here. So let's say a vegetable supplier is supplying potato, so product name will be potato, category will be vegetable, unit price let's say 50 rupees, weight let's say 1 kg. So that potato is now inventory. This inventory will be stored in some warehouse, and then driver will take that inventory, take that potato from there, and let's say driver takes that potato from Lucknow and is delivering that potato to Bhopal. So then your shipments will be there. These shipments will come from orders. So some customer will order this. So some customer will say, I want 100 kg potato. Let's say they have a hotel or they have some event. So customer will order that. So that shipment will have information. Okay. Order details will also be there. Like what is order ID, then what product is ordered there. This is very important. What product is ordered? So potato. How much quantity? 100 kg. At what unit price? This. So this is the entire structure. So this is customer. So customer requires 100 kg potato. They will order potato. Supplier who supplies potato will give supply to our company. Our company will store it in some warehouse. That warehouse is in Lucknow, let's say. From Lucknow, that driver will come on a truck and take the shipment, take 100 kg potatoes, and will go on a route, destination route. So this is there. So this type of database it is. So it is very important to understand what is happening first of all in this data set, and then we have created a database out of it where we have added some orders, some dummy things. So here is that data. So let's say these are customers, ABC retailers, John Smith is a customer, Robert Wilson is a driver. In inventory we have these things. Now what are these 1 2 3 4 things? These are Apple, banana, wireless mouse and USB keyboard, supplied by 1. So who is the supplier 1? Supplier 1 is Test Produce Inc. So Test Produce Inc. is supplying a product that is organic apple, which belongs to fruit category. Then this organic apple is, now order comes in, customer 1 has ordered something. Ordered items are 1. So this customer has ordered fruit and electronic items both. Then driver will take and then go to shipment. So where it is given which driver from which warehouse. So now in this warehouse there is only one table. From East Coast it is going to West Coast. From New York City to San Francisco it is taking those shipments. So this is how it will work. Our purpose is to open Power BI or any other tool, and now in Power BI there is a connector, but we are learning through Power Query also. So you can straight away go to transform data. When you will come to transform data, Power Query editor will open. In Power Query editor we will click on new source, and here we have information. So when you are clicking on new source, so you can see we have different options. Now where is our database? So our database is in MySQL. So we'll enter MySQL and we'll connect. It is asking for server, database and other credentials. So once you are connecting with a live server, you will enter these details. This is your server, this is your user, this is the database. But because we are connecting with local host, so I am entering local host. Here in database, I will enter name of this database, which is slide scope underscore logistic DB, which is practice database. Important thing, include relationship columns, because in MySQL relationship columns will already be there. Like which table is connected with which table is the relationship model, which we can see here. So include relationship and go. Once you will do that, if you are doing it for the first time, so it will ask you for installing the driver, and it will ask you for entering the credentials. So you have to install the drivers and enter the credentials. So this is MySQL Power BI connector. You will need that. So this is Power Query MySQL connector or MySQL connector.net. So once it will ask you, when you will click there, it will take you to this connector. So from here you will select your operating system and you will download the software, okay, which is 1.6 MB, and then you will install the software. Then you will reopen Power BI and repeat the process. So remember this step. Now after installing driver, everything, after connecting, you will have your tables. So just select them one by one. Okay, so you are selecting them one by one. And after selecting, you will click OK. So now you can see all these tables are connected. What we can do, we can simply rename them in their short names, like slide scope logistics DB dot connectors is given. We can call this one connector, customers. We can call this one drivers, and so on. So we can take 5 minutes and just rename them quickly. This one is inventory. We can rename. This one is order items. Rename. This one is orders, etc. We will do the rest of them later. So this is how you can connect everything, and after connecting everything, these are now being stored in your data model. So you can see from Power Query Editor interface also we can do all of these things. We studied in our previous examples that in Power Query Editor we can change the data type of our columns. We can change everything. So for example, if you see that any particular column is not having proper data type, like 1 2 3 represents number, which is already there. Important thing is, when we create a data set, so here you can see you will have options of these type of tables already connected. So with your customers, orders are already connected, okay. With drivers, shipments are already connected. So this type of combinations will already be there, okay. So that you have to understand. If you don't want them, you can remove this, but you can, this type of columns will already be there. But if needed, you can also merge them and create a new table. For example, just giving you a simple example here, and that is the usage of Power Query Editor. So suppose we have a simple task of combining the product table and supplier table. Here we have information of supplier ID. So we want to show product ID, product name, supplier company name, category, unit price paid. We have to show information like this. So what we can do here is, so we can simply go to Power Query Editor, and now we will see the example of merge queries. So we will select products because we want supplier name here. We'll click on merge queries as new. So now we are merging query as a new table. The first table that we are selecting is product table, from where we are saying product ID, supplier ID is common. Then we are selecting the supplier table, and we are saying supplier ID is common here as well. So then we will merge them, and when we will click OK, so now you will see a merged table. In that merged table you have product ID, product name, supplier ID, etc., etc. Now here what you have to do, because you will see inventory, this type of column automatically, this type of columns will come. We only want suppliers, and from supplier we will expand this, and we will only select the supplier company name or contact name, let's say. So now we have the supplier's company name and contact name, and rest of the things can be removed. So we can remove unwanted columns, and now we will have one merge table. So we use two different tables. We use the merge query, and with the help of merge query we merged both of them, and after merging both of them, now we have the data. So we can now call it prod sub. I am just writing this name. So we have the product supplier, and don't forget to close and apply. When you will close and apply, you will be seeing that it is going to create or load all the data for you, and now you will see the model view. In your model view you will have that model already created, because in MySQL we already had the data, we already had the relationship. So you can see all the columns are properly connected with each other, and this is actually the same model that we created. So this is a simple exercise. It will be in multiple parts. So here this was the first exercise to actually create the model in Power BI, and you can see product is connected with inventory and order items, and it is connected with suppliers. So we can actually prepare a model like this. So you can give more space to it. So product, suppliers, however you want to arrange this, the purpose should be that it is easy to read and understand for you. So you can see now we have the model set up. So your today's task is to set up this model, connect all the tables, rename them, and see that if you are facing any problem, we will discuss it in our next class. Okay, Sachin, Saurabh, and Vikas. So try this much, and then in the next class we will start analyzing. So here what we have done so far is we will save it, and we will save it in some place where we'll begin analyzing this data. So try up to this point. If you have any problems, guys who are watching live or online can also comment that whatever problem you have. This is our ER diagram. In the next part we will start analyzing some data by putting more data into it. It will have more than 50 questions, so we will try to solve them one by one. So this will be like a project. An important thing is, so on our ColorStack website itself you will find the transportation management system that we have. You can go to the free demo section from where you can log in and fill demo credentials, and it will take you to a dashboard. So here you have things like vehicle, journey, customer, staff, those kind of things. So like it is a transportation management system. So this particular thing is very much similar to it. Here you can add a journey. A journey is like a order from which city to what destination. Let's say from Lucknow to Kanpur you are shipping something, and when you are doing that with an API you can get a distance and whatever is the vehicle number, who is the driver, who is the helper, what is the start date, what is the end date, what is the customer name. We can enter this manually, sometimes it will fetch from API also. And when the journey is added, then you can add items, or in that journey you can add items. So let's say you are taking onion quantity in kg. Let's say you are taking 100 kg onions to somewhere. So now in that particular journey you will add these items. So this type of settings are there in this database. You can test it from your end. And something that you see here, something similar kind of database is this that we have prepared. This is particularly from logistics point of view. So this is something that now we are preparing. So in the next part we will do more analysis. We actually have some real data, but we cannot expose that real data. It belongs to customers, but that's why we will prepare some dummy data and put it here. So do this much and we'll meet in the second part.